my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, I know a lot of you dudes are saying, yo, King, we want back the other intro. We want back the other intro. I was only putting this intro that y'all had here now because news is light. I was trying to get y'all into the show. That's about it. But I understand there's an overwhelming response for thinking that I replaced the intro. I didn't replace the intro. That was just an abbreviated intro to get y'all into the show. Plus, it was a lot of games this week. Now, if anybody got a chance to watch me play Expedition 33, I'm blown away by it. I'm not even going to hold you, but I got to still play more of the game. And it does remind me of Lost Odyssey. We do have a section that we talk about that. And Jess Gordon's out here fighting for his life, making sure that these dudes give him his proper respect. Now, you know how I feel every day, bro. But again, see my Pizza Bandit shirt, one of the wonderful games that we got a chance to look at PAX and many PAX. And I saw the maturation of the game during the course of some years. And I'm telling you, I've never seen a more dedicated developer to his game than this. And it's a huge story behind it. But go to lordsofgaming.net and go to Iron Lords Podcast in order to see those interviews. But Ark Raiders is one of the games that I'm looking forward to that is getting ready to do its thing. So again, we're living in a renaissance of video games. Oh, listen, I apologize. If it's your first time finding the channel, you have found your new best friend. I drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Well, Friday is Fight Night Fridays, but you still get a video from this channel. Fight Night Fridays is on Frontline Gaming Streams, where I stream video games daily. Today I was streaming Expedition 33. Now, you're going to see a section about that when we get to that as well. So, hit the like, subscribe, and members are lifeblood of the stream. Working on mad stuff for you members. So don't worry, members. Never forget you. Always keep you in my heart because you guys actually keep the lights on, right? Y'all do that thing. So let's get to these topics. I do have some stuff that I want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about the sustainability of subscription services. Are subscription services something of a fad? Apparently, while we slept, Bethesda was hard at work on getting the Xbox Series X version and S version of Oblivion Elder Scrolls 4 remastered up to speed. Now, apparently, unbeknownst to me, the game had performance issues. I didn't see any, but also, I didn't play hundreds of hours of the game yet. Didn't even play tens of hours of the game yet. Be honest with you, this whole weekend was crazy with Connor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. fighting. I was wrapped up. Again, Fight Night Fridays is incredible. So, my gaming sensibilities and habits kind of take a back seat when other things take priority. So, I didn't get a chance to see all the minutia that was going on with Oblivion remastered. But apparently, the Xbox version has had an update, and the performance issues seem to have been ironed out. Viva Digital Foundry, our normal culprits, they give a detailed breakdown on what they perceive to be an update in the Oblivion remaster. And the port-begging ponies, the Oblivion remastered PlayStation 5 patch is in limbo as Xbox users get the performance boost. Us card-carrying Xbox Elite members seem to have privileges and powers we didn't know that we normally had. But again, These port begging ponies are at a disadvantage. Imagine, if you will. You have to wait for patches. Now, I understand. You may think that you're special. You're not, boo-boo. You're just like us. But we're a little bit different. But listen, not to celebrate that you don't have a patch for a game that you purchased that you are looking forward to performing a little bit better. May I suggest a PlayStation 5 Pro, if you will. Hopefully, buying a PlayStation 5 Pro will iron everything out and get you up to speed. You see, don't try the game weekly and ask for the best. I don't hear Xbox Series S owners screaming, the X is outperforming us. No. They know they roll and they play their position. So I would like you PlayStation 5 base individuals to play your position. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. I'm not going to stop banging until you become an app. Pause. But at the end of the day, buy a PlayStation 5 Pro so you don't have instances like this where your game isn't performing to your standards. Digital Foundry knows that the Xbox version is superior. Please head out now, stop being cheap, and buy a PlayStation 5 Pro so I don't have to hear you whine and cry about how Xbox better. Okay, so, Xbox is killing it. This week alone, you have, last week, you had released Oblivion Remastered and Expedition 33. And this week you get Towerborn. Side-scrolling action RPG from the makers of the Banner Saga. I've been playing this game in the background. NDA boy. Now, it was a PC exclusive for a year, right? On Steam. Shout out to the beta boys. But for the first time, it's launching on the Xbox console and inside Game Pass. So if you happen to have Game Pass Ultimate, this game should be right up your alley. It's a fun game, and it also introduces couch co-op that the PC doesn't have. So, me personally, I'm not going to sit here and go over the times that it launches all across the world. I know a lot of you guys work. By the time you get home, the game will be there inside Game Pass, and you can download it and try it. I highly encourage anyone to give it a chance, a try. Test it out, if you will. I'm not going to say it's going to be revolutionary, it's going to change the world, but what I'm going to tell you is that you will have a good time. Towerborn is a good romp. Get there, get to the Belfry, defend the town, enjoy the time with your friends. I think Towerborn is something, and I really can't talk too much until after I do my review. So again, go check it out. Go enjoy it. Game Pass is rocking. Game Pass is really a home and hub for RPGs. There's an RPG for you inside Game Pass. If you want Oblivion style, open world, do what you want RPG, that's there. If you want turn-based, story-driven, narrative game, semi-open world, then you have Expedition 33. If you want side-scrolling RPG with your friends, couch co-op, Towerborn is there. Game Pass is really the blue-collar gamer sensibility games service. It's really mind-boggling how this level of quality is dropping inside Game Pass on like a semi-weekly basis. This is insane. Now, apparently there seems to be some controversy on these Twitter streets. Maybe you guys don't know about the Twitter beef or whatever. Apparently, the Xbox 2 podcast talked about, my man Jez and Randall Thor talked about Xbox working on 3 controller, and they have the prototypes, including the Xbox Elite Series 3. And Jez must have talked about it, but apparently the Twitter guy, Extradas, is didn't give him credit. What I would say is a ton of people don't give me credit for anything, so I can't really sympathize with you, but I understand with you, brother. But you leak a lot of stuff anyway, so you have a lot more stuff, and you're closer to the fire than anybody else would be. So I give Jez his props. Jez is my guy, and again, Xbox working on 3 different controllers. Apparently one controller is a controller that has to like connect straight to your Wi-Fi or something like that to mitigate any type of signal loss or interference. The other one is Elite 3, and then the other one is another controller. Personally, I believe that Xbox works on a ton of controllers at any given time to work on what's going to work going forward. Like you had the share button now. Something that they stole from the PlayStation, which I thought was a great idea. And they put the share button in. And there's a lot of good things that's inside the DualSense, and there's a lot of bad things that's inside the DualSense that kills battery life. So I guess they're going to weigh battery life versus adding new intricacies to the controllers to see if they're really good. I've stopped purchasing Elite controllers because I didn't feel the value was there. I've purchased 2 or 3 Elite controllers. Actually 3. I got 3 in there. 3 Elite controllers. One was Elite 1. The other one was an Elite 2. Another one was the Halo edition. I would not buy another Elite controller at all. I don't feel the quality versus the price is worth it. So again, I would say I would tell people, like if somebody asked me, I would go with a standard controller, much like the one that Xbox sent me, right? So I like this controller, even though these get stick drift. The default level on the controllers, maybe I game too hard, is very high. And there's a reason why I got like 10, 15 controllers. I've never had this many controllers in my life, giving consoles that I had before. I mean, maybe the Atari 2600 controller, they broke down with the joystick, with the constant moving. But majority of the controllers actually lasted. And even the 360 controllers with the S controller. I don't know, man. Oh, the OG one with the S controller, because I got the Japanese controller, which was a smaller controller, smaller form factor, and that played a large role into us getting a controller. I might do a controller giveaway. I have an OG Duke controller that works with the Xbox Series consoles. I might do a giveaway. I don't know. Makes sense, maybe. When Obsidian is telling you that they looked at the likes of Call of Duty and Destiny 2 for gunplay, I think you're going to take notice. The Outer Worlds 2 has gone through a lot of little tweaks and turns to actually fit the game to make the game fit gamers. It's changed. It's actually went through a lot of revisions, and I've seen some stuff that I like. If the gunplay actually mimics anything in the sense of a Call of Duty or a Destiny, with Bungie being the gods when it comes to gunplay, that's something to look forward to. I mean, the gameplay seems like it's been expansive. It looks like they've taken the Outer World 2 and released it off its shackles. And that's all you could ever hope for, right? Because we already have an Avowed, right? We don't need an Avowed type 2 type of situation. We have Oblivion, right? And a lot of people are weighing that against Avowed. So what I could say is you don't jump in Oblivion, but you jump in Avowed, right? So there's some differences, right? So again, Avowed, Oblivion, Outer Worlds 1, Outer Worlds 2, all that stuff is inside Game Pass. So again, Game Pass is eating good. I can't wait to dig my hands into this game and know more about it. This is the part where I'm going to have to disagree with Matt Pescatella, because he said that in 2021 and 2020, 2021 and 2022, the growth of the gaming subscriptions, that was the boom of it. And then it kind of went kind of flat since then. And I mean, he's watching the whole time. But then he said, Game Pass going inside, Call of Duty going inside Game Pass gave it a 12% boost. I think marketing plays a huge key in the subscription services. And also the uncertainty of the marketplace. Now, with the rising cost of video games, services will play a large role into going forward. You have to deliver quality to equate subscription. Price versus quality. You got to have the value proposition. It has to happen, and it's going to rear its ugly head right now, because you're going to see a key boost in sales and profitability as far as Game Pass goes. Now, PlayStation Plus, I don't think that model is going to be sustainable. I think at some point in time, well, they've already raised the price without giving you anything new. And I've suggested a ton of things that PlayStation can do to make their PlayStation Plus a little bit more appealing. You have movie catalog. You have anime catalog. You have to make these catalogs available to your subscribers. Take a loss on one end in order to gain on the other end, but you don't see it that way. Xbox actually is taking a loss on first-party titles. Now, some people say they cannibalize sales. That has shown to be not true. But also, to a lesser extent, it probably forces them to go out and seek customers in other areas, because the ecosystem is not growing as rapidly as they would like. So again, I do believe that subscription services are the future, because subscription services is exactly how we engage with a lot of our mediums now. So me personally, not just because it's on the Xbox thing, I think PlayStation can do a lot to change their subscription. NVIDIA Go or NVIDIA Now, they have done a lot to show their subscription. I also have Ubisoft Plus. They have shown a lot to enhance their subscription. So I do believe that we're going to have to fine tune the subscriptions. I don't think subscriptions will not be the future. I think they will be the future, because it's getting to a point where you absolutely own nothing. So why not own a subscription service and maintain your subscription service where you have accessibility options that are greater than just the limited scope of purchasing one game? I do believe that to be true. And a lot of times, people would fight back against these things. But as a consumer, I'm trying to take my dollar and stretch it as far as I possibly can. And I know some people is going to say, well, how many games can you play within a month? Well, given the opportunity, I would play as many games as I possibly can, but I like options over limitations. And the moment that you put a limitation on me, I kind of fight back. So I would really go for the options over the limitations. And you can continue to buy your games at $70 a pop. God bless. I would value my money, and I would take that money knowing that there will be opportunities for me to make more money to continue my subscription service. And then there's options where you can actually gain points and stuff like that for your rewards in order for you to purchase your subscription monthly. So when you have avenues and abilities to do that, I think that is the better option, opposed to not being of the future. I'm sorry, Matt Piscatella, I don't agree with your thought process in doing this. But again, he's an analyst that's worked in this field his whole life. He went to school for it. He studied economics. He studied everything that has to do with these things. So we had him numerous times on Iron Lord's podcast. He's a friend to the realm. Haven't had him on in a while, but again, me personally, my opinions view differently than anything like this, because again, it falls back into the old dogma and old stagnant mindset where physical trumps digital, and I just don't believe that as well either. A lot of people are comparing Expedition 33 to a classic 360 JRPG that I actually love in Lost Odyssey. I've played an hour and a half of Expedition 33. If you got a chance to watch me on Frontline Gaming streams, uh, dope stuff, insane stuff. Be honest with you, I thought it was insane. I think it's incredible. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me just show you a little bit of that now, right? I mean, why not, right? All right. Oh. 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 Wow. She just Thanos snapped mad people. All right. So now that you saw that and you see what my thought process, my opinions of certain things are, I'm going to tell you, man, this thing is an incredible romp. So far, what I've played, where I've gone, the game is starting off insane. And yeah, I can see the clear lineage in which you would say the dilation between the two will probably be there. I can see that. I can see you guys saying that Lost Odyssey is one of my favorite RPGs. So again, I have to finish Expedition 33, but Lost Odyssey, yeah, is up there. It's one of my best ones. You know, up there where I love Two Human. I know a lot of people don't like Two Human. That's cool, and I like Enchanted Arms. Again, some of my best RPGs that I do have that I do play. So ended and stuff like that. So this RPG I'm getting into. Hopefully, you guys like it. Now, I want to thank each and every last one of you. If you made it this far in the video, then you are the elite of the elite, and you didn't watch it in bite-sized chunks. You watched it in its entirety, and I appreciate you. Remember, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell because I drop videos daily. But also, go to Frontline Gaming streams like I showed you today where I drop videos daily streaming. I'm streaming live. You can jump into Discord on some stuff. If I'm playing an RPG, I really don't want y'all jumping in there. But if I'm playing a fighting game or something like that, y'all can jump in there on Fridays. We do Fight Night Fridays. So streaming services, gaming services, when it comes to our illustrious hobby in its totality is seem to be under fire by pretty much the relics of the industry. And I'm not going at Matt Piscatella in any form or fashion. What I'm talking about is a lot of us are stuck in our ways. Me personally, I'm a little bit different because I used to, burn CDs and stuff like that. And I had portfolios and booklets of games. I used to game as much as I possibly can. I've had every service, every console, every video game known to man. And me personally, as a consumer, I want to consume as many games as I possibly can. But sometimes financially, that's not prudent, right? I don't think services are to be taken lightly. As Microsoft and Xbox and hopefully PlayStation and Nintendo follow suit, continue to put quality inside their services. You have Ubisoft that puts quality inside their services, and streaming services like Nvidia Now or Go are giving you the robust streaming pipeline in order to make those streaming games dope. And you see like Amazon Fire Stick that has Game Pass. And Game Pass seems to be putting itself in any category, in every category, in order to garner as much eyes as possible. On the heels of getting the news that Xbox Game Pass might be hitting 50 million by the end of the year, then you have news like this coming out talking about how maybe it's not sustainable. Maybe it's not the way of what people want. I honestly believe it does. Because again, we're moving into an area where space is a premium. Physical is not going to be the end all be all. And again, you want your services to travel wherever you go. As you move, you want to move with your gaming habits. So again, I do believe services is the wave. I do believe that services will continue to identify you with your console or your platform or your choice or whatever you're doing going forward. There's so many games right now. Financially, you cannot justify you being irresponsible and you having avenues to game at a lower cost at still game at the highest peak. So again, financially, you have to be prudent. You have to start checking your ego at the door. Your IQ has to be on a pivot at all times. You may come across a couple of games that you do like and you want to buy. Good, do so. But at the same time, be financially responsible. Just start to be a consumer. All of us worrying about numbers of consoles and how many units are sold and is the studios and the devs being be a consumer. Focus on the stuff that you need to focus on and get back to base. Get back to the baseline. If Xbox wasn't doing this, I wouldn't champion it. I will be talking about them the same way I talk about the PlayStation Plus. I give the PlayStation Plus thousands and thousands of ways that they can make that service better. Not just day and date, without day and date. Okay, I understand. If your business model doesn't fit the day and date, because they can't even make games. So I understand day and date is not good for them. But there's other things that you do have, that there's other ways that you can extrapolate cash and give value for your services. $17 a month, bro, and you're not giving equal value. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to look at you different. Nintendo, you're the same way. But Nintendo happens to give you a curated Sega collection, a Nintendo collection. So they're holding up their end of the bargain, right? So again, services are here. Get used to it. Understand that I know a lot of people needs to start to be responsible. In this day and age, and I'm sorry to say it, a lot of the youth aren't as responsible as they need to be. Maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. But I do believe that I'm right here. The same way I was right on Sinners. If y'all saw Iron Lord's podcast this weekend, you saw me in my King Glizzy suit. It was wild. It was bananas. I hope you guys had fun watching it. It was an incredible joint. It was an incredible sight to see. But again, I appreciate you guys for showing up. And, this is a wild month. You got Towerborn dropping tomorrow. I can't state it more. Xbox Game Pass for RPGs is insane right now. Absolutely insane. But if you find anything in this video that you like, please hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification, and I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Towerborn because couch co-op is crazy. And I got to sit there and play this game with my son because sometimes they don't know good RPG unless you got to force them to sit there and play it with you. Couch co-op, Xbox Game Pass exclusive. When it comes to Towerborn, let's go! Try to play the Game Pass.